good with these subjects?
Yeah, let's do it. So ready?
Yeah. How are you? So are you? Oh yeah. We gotta do our intro.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I wore this.
all right, I'm just gonna jump in.
I wore this sweater for.
Dude,
fucking jump in, bro.
Who makes your fashion choices? Who?
What's up, dude?
You're usually Fat Mario, but like today, dude, you look like a sheep. You like dressed.
This is not a sheep. I thought, why don't you go like? It's like doesn't
I
give
call
you polar bear vibes.
I call you a woolly mammoth, but like you're not 220 pounds. So,
look, the thing is, okay, bro.
Where did you get that?
I made a little.
Where did that come from?
It was a gift from my stylist.
Your wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
She can sell.
Dude, tell her
this is
she
fashion.
does,
This is like.
That's not fashion.
Dude, this is we got this. I think she got this in
Dude,
Scotland.
if you were in New Zealand, you'd be raped by a gang of rams.
I would not.
Yeah.
Actually, I have like defense skills.
They'd
So
batter
no,
you-
it wouldn't
they'd batter
work.
you
I
down.
would show them what's up.
I'm
Dude,
gonna have a talk with
they would
V
see
about
me.
your style.
I would be like the big. I would be like the big ram, dude. They would see me and they'd be like, "Dude, this guy's 220."
When did you
and
grow this
6'1".
ego? Like you're living in.
It's the sweater, bro. Once I put this on, I don't know what happens
You're
to me, but
living
I
a
feel
false
like
identity.
I don't feel like, dude. Don't judge me by my wool.
You know what? I'm just gonna say, Chris. You know what? Go with your palate, buddy. Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
then.
I mean,
so why are you trying to
style-wise,
shut me
everything.
down?
Yeah, just go ahead.
I know you know what, you're gonna end up be fucking wearing this like next week. That's what you do. You pull this shit. You used to give shit to me about the denim on denim. See, I was always with that since Brittany and JT, and then you would give me shit. And then what happened, dude? I see you walking in on denim, even the Sherpa inside.
Yeah.
Which, who showed you that? Give me some cred right now.
I'll give you credit
the
for
mic.
that. Whenever I want to look like a hipster, like a lumbersexual, I wear the clothes that you bought me. Thanks, Chris.
Can we fucking start, dude? You just
All right,
tear me
welcome
down.
back to Go With Your Palate. Everything from
For you those I can't see, I'm wearing
everything
an
from
awesome sweater.
whatever wine you like to whatever food you like to your horrible fashion choices. Go with your palate.
Oh.
Whatever makes you happy. That's it. I'm Joe Wagner. We got Chris
Yeah.
Rubio, Fat Mario,
and we all know Joe knows fashion, as you can see. Where do you shop, bro? Like Home Depot?
It's called Flannel Express. I just got an array of flannels. That's it. They're comfortable.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the
Besides, I got
that's
like a
plaid.
layer of fur underneath all of my shirts.
Yeah.
So like, it's like wearing wool, I guess. Anyways.
Cool.
All right.
That was good.
Bro,
Great.
What are we
Fucking
starting off with
awkward.
today?
The orange wine craze, dude. Did you know about this orange wine?
Oh yeah, I've
You don't-
heard about it.
I don't think you know.
You got the pushers out in the market, man. The Psalms are like, orange wine is the craze of the day.
That's what
like,
they're saying.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying that, fuck, it's not about red wine, it's not about white wine, it's not even about rosé anymore, dude. It's about orange wine.
Yeah.
It's a new thing, it sounds like. Do you want to see a video?
We should watch a video. Let's pull up a video while we talk about this. So get
All right,
orange
I
wine.
want to try to school. I want to school him right now so you can see. This is what I brought up. This is orange wine.
So
This
they're
is
actually
how I
making-
believe you make it.
They're actually for anybody that can't see, they're actually putting oranges in a vessel, and I think they're gonna try to make wine out of. Yep, they're crushing it,
Yep.
and they use they add sugar to it. Okay, I don't know what the brix levels are. But,
That's how you do it.
Ah,
Is that?
I actually am curious if this tastes good, like actual wine. So I made wine out of tomatoes once.
Okay, like,
You know,
in this kind of process where you had your
No, I actually put it
Your
in
vessel?
put it in a press. Like actually just got the juice.
yeah.
And I'm talking like it wasn't like a little like benchtop thing. I made like 3,000 gallons of tomato wine.
And when did you do this? When did you make tomato
I don't know,
wine?
like 2006 or 2005. We were growing tomatoes and we were like sending them to like grocery stores throughout the nation.
Yeah.
This sounds ridiculous. I actually was growing tomatoes, like heirloom tomatoes in Mexico. And this is like right when heirloom tomatoes were starting to get cool.
Okay. So
you're doing like green zebras, pineapples, like, you know.
Ooh, green zebras.
They're like these beautiful, funky looking tomatoes, right?
Yeah.
And so started farming tomatoes here in California, and our harvest of grapes started to coincide with the harvest of tomatoes. So we kind of like left the last bit of harvest on the tomatoes, like whatever. We got grapes to pick now, leave the rest of the tomatoes out. And they got super ripe. They were like 12 bricks, which is like half of what level of sugar you have in wine. So I was like, let's just pick them. We picked them like grapes and put them in a wine press, got the juice out, put it in a tank, settled it, all the same stuff, like treated it like white wine, and we ended up with like 5-6% alcohol tomato juice. It was fucking horrible. It was. It was so.
That's not what I was expecting.
It was so. It was
not what I was expecting.
It was so bad. We ended up destroying it all. It was like yeah, we're never gonna do this again. But the orange wine thing, like.
Wait. What? Okay, one last thing on the tomato wine. Were you looking? Was there kind of some hope that maybe this would be like under the Bell Gloss label, or?
I was actually thinking
that you were gonna just dominate the market. That you were gonna come in with the new jam.
This sounds stupid, but I was actually thinking there might be like a culinary use for it, like, because it's kind of like stabilized. It's got some alcohol. It's got a tomatoey character, but it just turned like sour tomatoes alcohol. It was gross. So yeah, there was no. I mean, you could drink it. But it more tasted like, like when you're picking tomatoes and you get all like the green tomato plant smell all over your hands. Yeah. And the shit doesn't come off for like a day. It was pretty much like that, but drinking it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's gross. Horrible.
Well, hey, but
I should have made tomato sauce. That would have been better.
This is good for business because it's like these are the risks that you take. You went for it. It was gross.
Yeah, here's a good example. I didn't have a fucking plan. So it was like, hey, let's pick these tomatoes and make wine.
Yeah.
Usually it's like, okay, we're going to grow these grapes and make this wine and then put it in a bottle. And we're like, well, this is how we're going to market it. This is how we're going to talk about it. And like, this was just like, in the moment, these tomatoes are overripe. Let's pick them, press them, ferment them, and see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so it was a risk, but there was absolutely like, it was a high risk. And like, I mean, looking back on it, I was lying to myself if I was thinking there was ever going to be a reward other than just learning about it, because there was zero reward other than like just the stench of failure.
Okay, so
on my hands.
You didn't keep. There's no like vintage. You didn't keep any. Okay, I didn't know you were gonna bust it out at some point. But it's good to take risks, even with fashion. If you're gonna put on a sweater one day, or you're gonna make some tomato wine, at least you went for it and you shot your shot.
Does your sweater have shoulder pads in it?
Okay, can we move on to the next orange wine? This is
like
what I want.
If Hillary Clinton had fashion sense, she might wear that.
These are my shoulders, bro.
You
actually just complimented me. They don't.
You're lying, dude.
Fucking feel it. Reach over here.
No, I'm not going.
Reach over. No,
I'm
touch
not
it.
Touch you. It's an HR problem.
Touch it.
No.
Oh, now all of a sudden you're worried about HR problems, bro?
Shut your mouth when
Whatever,
you're talking
man.
to me.
I'm gonna jump on your back again and break it. That's for another day. Yeah, orange wine. So that was just a little joke. Obviously, it's not oranges. It's this actual wine craze, right? But do you want to take this since you're like the expert of fucking up on tomato wine and?
So
maybe you tried it.
So orange wine is like a popular thing in a very small segment of like the wine community right now, right? It's very edgy. Like it's a cool new thing. It's actually really old.
It's blowing up on TikTok.
Like there's regions in Europe that like they focus on this. Like it's pretty much white grapes fermented as if it's a red, right? So you're on your skins. It's generally a little more oxidized, so it's like a little softer, drabber. Doesn't quite come across as having good acidity. Like so it's a style. It almost tastes between like a traditional white wine and a white fortified wine, or like a white port.
Okay.
That's kind of what I see from it. But I have had one. I've done like there's skin contact for whites, right? You can like leave it after crushing or whatever you want to do, or in the press. You can leave it to get a little more texture and character on the skins. That's total personal preference. But when you ferment on the skins and you agitate it, so to speak, like you're actually introducing those skins into the mix, then it's a whole different ball of wax. You're contributing, tannin from the skins. In some cases, you're getting a little more color. Like in white grapes, it's going to be brown.
Yeah.
And so it's an interesting way to do it, but it's a very much a certain style that, like, if you like it, you like it, and that's what it's all about. But I did this one experiment that I actually really liked, and I'd like to bring it back. So my love affair with Pinot Gris or Pinot Grigio?
Yes.
First of all, it's just a mutation of the varietal Pinot Noir. Somebody decided, like, oh, wow, this Pinot Noir cluster or this vine is producing brown-colored grapes. And so they called it Pinot Gris, which means, like, gray pine, right? So Pinot Gris, if you look at a vineyard, like, we should actually pull up a picture of a Pinot Gris vineyard or vine.
Okay.
If you could do that, Art, because it looks like a bunch of dead rats hanging on a vine.
Ooh.
Like, they're just, like, brown, ugly clusters. I still don't know why it's a variety. It's just, like, a light descriptless wine.
I just picture this drone flying through these beautiful vineyards of dead rats as you're like talking about if you did that right.
I mean, it's quaffable, but like I guess it's like a wine that's made for like middle-aged women on a budget to get drunk. Like,
wait, hold on. You said that you have like this affinity for it.
Love affair.
Okay.
Sarcastically, I have a love affair.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, okay.
I just say you're in that category. But go ahead.
So I had some Pinot Gris coming in as just like toying with it. I was like, I got to try it. And so I took some of that Pinot Gris. This is probably like 2010 or something like that. Took that Pinot Gris and some of it I just destemmed and went straight to tank on the skins, right? Well, what was interesting about it, because like literally the berries are brown. Like they don't look red at all. And so I treated it like a red wine. And it turned into like this beautiful pink, like rosé color with a ton of tannin. And it was actually like, I could see somebody liking it, like a very edgy somm being like, oh my God, you fermented Pinot Gris on its skins and it turned into rosé and blah.
I mean, that's your main goal too, right? Is to impress
impress somms. I fucking love
you
somms.
were probably, you were feeling good.
Impress me with your knowledge. Overcharge me for this wine I've never heard of. Thank you, sommelier. This
podcast is gonna destroy so much,
dude. That's the whole premise of Go With Your Palate. Go With Your Palate.
I like that you said it.
You don't need a somm to tell you what to drink. Experiment. Try some new shit. You know, that guy's got one palate, and he's so overeducated that he thinks that he's like holier than thou when it comes to what you should like.
Yeah.
Tell you
how you should make your wine.
Telling you what water you should drink. It's like, okay, I get it. There's differences in water. Like, I've done some water tastings, and it really does have a difference. But it's like,
where was that water from that you got that we tasted?
That was like $120 bottle of water.
Yeah,
and it was from like some ancient glacier in like Iceland. and so we tasted it.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, like
it was,
you know, but
you're like, dude, it's fucking water. Like,
yeah.
Anyways, so there are water somms also.
You told me about that. They're water somms.
Yeah, there are water somms. There's actually a show recently with where they like travel around the world looking for like the best water.
Oh, what's the show?
And there's a famous actor. We'll have to look it up. But there's a famous actor that like, there's Pinot Gris. That one looks pink. That's definitely photoshopped art. That's bullshit. It's supposed to
show us the dead rats.
Yeah, we want to see the dead rats. You got some fucking botrytis on those clusters. It'd be even better. A little
botrytis,
hair. So that was like my version of orange wine, and it actually turned out good. I think I ended up.
So you made it.
Yeah, but I ended up throwing it into like a bulk lot and selling it to somebody's like whatever, just like a red blend. Again,
you didn't save any. Like you could have brought that out now, and it would have killed, right?
No. No, I don't think it would have. I think it would have been like, I think I would have sold it to like 10 restaurants in New York with some dude that's got, his thumb in his ass trying to sell wine to people for overpriced, garbage. It'd be like, then you got to talk it up, and then you're lying to yourself. You're like imagine me trying to sell fucking orange wine that I don't believe in.
No.
Like, what's my pitch?
Yeah.
I think I'd have to have like a French accent, I'd be like, "It's just orange wine. It's so special."
We're doing his French accent.
I think a more German accent. Should I just go German?
No, this
accent?
always happens. Keep going. You're doing good. Okay, so be the French guy selling me orange wine right now, describing why it's better.
I'm gonna go German because I think German actually is.
I don't think you have a choice.
It's more demanding.
I think that you try.
Like
your German goes Russian though, bro.
Really?
I mean, give it a shot.
Okay, all right.
French, Russian.
I'm gonna sell you some orange wine.
And I'm gonna guess who the fuck you are.
I'm gonna sell orange wine as a German winemaker. Okay.
Right now. Okay. Like this.
Okay, so let's see. I gotta get the character. Like.
Okay, this is German wine.
Okay.
This is your glass. So.
I want you to try something very special.
Okay.
This is an orange wine that I grew myself in the foothills of Munich.
Oh.
This is an area very known for our beer. But this is not a Hefeweizen. This is orange wine. Very, very special.
Ah, okay.
So we ferment this on the skins to get more of the tannin. I think I'm sounding more French now.
I was going for it, dude. I was feeling it. What should
So
be
you just go
the
full
aroma
German. You
that-
go, you put this wine on your wine list and you sell this, you fucker. This is special.
Wait, Art just coming in. Wait,
Das ist richtig, mein Freund.
wait, hold on. We got Chad in there. Wait, do you both speak German?
Both of you?
Oh my gosh!
I
Dude,
get
wish we had
Chad.
the camera there. Yeah, you get.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I get that Chad does, but Art.
Chad's wife is German.
Yes, I know.
Art's Mexican.
I know. Well, what's up, dude? Why can't?
All right, so yeah, you guys can critique me on my German
Where
accent
did you-
later.
I know. I want to hear sometime like where he got his German from, but it's interesting. Maybe that's a story for another time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyways.
so what?
It's back when Art worked in the cruise lines and he's like banging German girls all
Oh,
over
he
the
was.
world.
Oh my gosh. Wait, you know what? Actually, I just thought of a concept though. It would be cool. Like, wouldn't you go to a Mexican restaurant that was like German Mexican fusion?
That'd be crazy, actually. I think that'd be good.
Because you've been to Germany and had like a lot of the food there. You loved it.
Dude, some of the best food. Yeah. Well, like especially the border region, like between France and Germany.
Yeah.
There's number one, like both sides, right? Both like, say whatever, 50 miles in, 100 miles in, on each side of the border, like you have this mix of both cultures. And so you've got like the precision of Germany and this attention to detail, and then you have the romance and passion of France.
Ooh.
And it's like one of the coolest areas I've ever been, but the food is absolutely phenomenal. It's like
So wait,
great.
what's like a what's some popular German dishes?
Like bratwurst, sauerkraut.
So you bring that and you have that into like a burrito,
Ah,
right?
I actually could dig that. I
Maybe
think,
throw a
yeah.
little spice in there, some
Yeah.
salsa. Could we do some beans and rice?
How about schnitzel? Schnitzel's one you could really like. If you're doing pork, dude, do like a pastor like rub
Now you're talking.
on the schnitzel,
Yeah.
or on the pork. Pound it out. Do that pastor
Pound it.
rub, and then bread it and fry it like schnitzel, and then do some like salsas on the side.
I feel like you're gonna go
I think
for
I'm
this.
gonna
You're
do
gonna
this.
do this.
Yeah.
You're always doing like crazy shit.
Mexican German,
You do make an awesome crunch wrap, by the way.
dude. Yeah. Those are, I
Taco
love those.
Bell should be fucking scared.
It's all about the tortilla, dude. You got to get those tortillas. Those La Luna tortillas are like
I know.
24 inches wide. You can load those with like whatever you want, and they never break. They're like the best fucking tortillas I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a great place to grow up on Rutherford Road with the La
Good
Luna
Sunday-
Market. It was fucking
Sunday
awesome.
mornings.
The best.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, best quesadilla, by the way.
Do you still
ever.
go there and get their menudo?
My dad was always about that.
I love their menudo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And he said, he had it like all the time. He said it was like the best hangover cure. Which I guess if he had it all the time, that says a lot about
He goes on Sunday. He goes on Sunday and he's like, I need 7 bowls for the next 7 days.
Yeah, he's good. He's also Mexican, like Art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he doesn't
Which
speak
makes me
German.
have.
He doesn't speak German.
He doesn't speak German.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just.
Oh yeah, back
just-
to orange wine.
Yeah, back to orange wine.
Fuck.
Well, that's how interesting orange wine is. No, so you did it, and yeah, I mean it's a craze, but do you think it's kind of interesting how I feel like it's just all of a sudden getting popular, like it's a new thing when it's actually been around for a long time, and you think,
but that's kind of how like fads go, right? Like,
Yeah.
I actually think we're gonna see a big like increase in port. Like port used to be, go back to like the 60s, 70s.
Are you calling it right now? Because
And it
I'm
would-
glad people are listening to this podcast because you're good at this.
Okay,
because
yeah,
you did this
so-
with brandy.
Yes, okay, brandy's a good one, right? So that was the old person's drink like 10 years ago.
Yep, and
nobody
you
drank it.
called it before.
And so we started making brandy.
Yeah.
So port though, like I'm seeing like little inklings of like it's coming back to
Yeah.
America. Like the younger generation is gonna get into port. And port is good, dude. You like I just went to Portugal last year. And they first of all, everybody in that country knows everything about that country and what they produce. And they're so passionate about it. It was like, how do we get that vibe in America? Like you could ask anybody about port, and you're like, dude, you sound like you're a winemaker. Like, you know everything about the process. And you're like, what do you do? They're like, I'm a chauffeur.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, do they teach you this in school? So, no, but the ports are really good. But I'm starting to see little inklings here. But, so I think that what's old is new again, right? Everything has a cycle. It's not going to die. Like, whiskey was dead. Whiskey was like also the drink for like old people until like the mid 2000s, and then things started to like ramp up. Vodka started to lose share. Like the clear spirits started to lose share. People wanted to see more about whiskey. The beer craze, I think, helped drive that. The craft beer craze started driving like whiskey drinkers, and so seeing some of that stuff where I think port's going to be coming back. But orange wine is very different than port. Like port actually tastes good.
Yeah.
Orange. Dude, orange wine.
You like to cause shit. We're gonna get so much people just like all the orange wine.
It's always gonna be fringe,
right,
but like you want to go to the old school, go to like the region of like Jura, and like they've been making orange wine, like that's their thing. And there's a time and a place for it. It's like port. I don't know if I do like a wine pairing, like for like a full meal with port, but hell, for like dessert, like.
Well, I kind of thought that's like what port was, like an after dinner thing, like a dessert thing. I mean, you're imagining if port's making a comeback, like there's actually going to be people just drinking port on the regular. Just
no, I'm going to call it right now. The drink that will put it back on the map is port and tonic, white port and tonic.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
see, that's what I was looking for.
That'll hit our shores. I think it's already like
port
on
and
the East Coast,
a
little bit, but white port and tonic is like the Portuguese version of Aperol Spritz.
Got it.
I mean, like, that's like you go to Portugal, everybody starts their day, or like their afternoon, I should say. Like their first drink is like white port and tonic.
And what is it? Good. Is it Spain that does the red wine and Coca-Cola?
Oh God, yeah. I'm not a fan of that.
Oh, but like you gave me coffee and
I put Coke in your coffee
the other day, dude. Like what?
You never know what's gonna work. All right, so so do we want to watch a video of like people trying to explain?
Oh, okay.
We'll
just bring up one because I want this person maybe to school you. Maybe you can learn. Let's hit the video.
Let's see.
What is the deal with orange wine?
It's not made out of oranges.
It's not made out of oranges?
No, it's not.
That's what I thought initially.
Which would be pretty interesting. So orange wine is essentially white wine made like red wine, where the skins of the grapes age on top of the juice of the wine, giving it the color, just because white skins will oxidize, which then will change colors, right? So think of a banana. A banana will turn brown, will change colors, right?
Right.
We can cut the video.
Wait, what? We were learning.
No, I've heard
this is what's going on at TikTok.
Dude, what is this guy?
You're on there.
What does this guy know?
Are you going to do a video now? Is this going to be your next video?
Should I? I don't know.
Okay, so tell me what was that? What was
dude, all I have to say is he's a sommelier. He's like talking with an authoritative voice, and you're just like, oh, buddy, can you please just try not to educate people when you don't know exactly what you're talking about? So, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Anyways, orange wine, go out, give it a shot.
That's you wanted. You just like play this dude's video, and you're just like, nah, you don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I'm just tired of orange wine.
Why are you doing like a blind? Okay, I know.
When is it gonna die? I mean, I can't even find a place at the do you drink it before dinner? Do you drink it after dinner?
I'm just saying so you're not gonna give the people what they want. You're not gonna make orange wine. Can we just say that you're not?
If you want me to make an orange wine in 2023, I'll make an orange wine.
I thought you brought this. I thought this was some orange wine.
This is not fucking orange. This is real wine. This is like. All right. Orange wine is slowly walking into its own grave, and I think that port is coming out of its grave. Let's get back to this. I don't know, in like a year. Let's see where it goes.
Okay, but I like this because what I was saying about the brandy before is that you called it out. And that was like how many years ago were you talking about? That was almost like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I actually was kind of like, dude, brandy? Like, I remember that like back in the day is like that would be the one thing you might get your hands on.
Yeah, because nobody
when you couldn't buy it, right? Yeah, it was like hanging out like at the grandparents' house or something.
Well, I think what we need on brandy is we need more people in the States, like here in California in particular, making high quality brandy. Yeah. There's a handful, but like I'm talking like we need like 20 or 30 producers. We all get together and we start like really like publicizing brandy being competitive to cognac and Armagnac and whatever else, because there are some amazing brandies coming out of the state. I think hands down the best brandy I've ever had. I love our brandies, but Germain Robin they're out of Mendocino. Dude, I've had some of their brandies, like nothing touches them on like from the old world. Like those brandies are fucking phenomenal. So, I mean, our style of brandy is similar to that. I'd say our apple brandy is like right up there with theirs. They've got longer age on theirs, and then our Havre brandy is up there too.
Bishop's Eden
and Havre. Got to do the plug, man.
Yeah, gotta plug it up.
But no, so I think it's on the way. Like we're already seeing the trends, but it's like it's a small base, right?
Yeah.
But you got to think like people are drinking brown spirits. They're out drinking bourbon, rye, single malts, and they're experimenting. They want to learn more, and so once they've kind of like exhausted a number of options, they know what they like. They got their go-tos. They're gonna be like, curiosity killed the cat. I'm gonna try some brandy.
Whoa, hold up. Curiosity killed the cat.
You gotta
lick the clit while I hit it from the back. Don't be stingy, girl.
Lick my two.
Art's face is like that. Just that. Look, okay.
Joe just edited himself.
I know, he just edited himself. Why did you do? I was like looking for the right lyrics.
For anybody who doesn't know that,
dude, I was like trying to impress, like too short.
It's too short.
Yeah, but
this is classic West Coast rap. This guy is great. What's the name of that song? Two bitches.
Yeah, at the same time.
No, the song is just called Two Bitches.
No, I know, but
Too Short is spelled Too short. I think it's like $HORT. Yeah. But two bitches.
Wait,
and he's pretty much telling a story about his like threesome experience, and it's hilarious. Well, it's like sitting there like, first time I heard it, my jaw dropped. I was like, dude, this is like worse than Little Kim.
I was like thinking like that's what we grew up on.
Yeah.
So I was like, are we, when they start showing you like years in the future, dude, we're at the old folks home. We're like, yo, can you play Hit That Two Bitches right now? And we're just like, fucking get up from our like walkers and be like, curiosity killed the cat. You can lick the clear while you hit her from the back.
You're like, Charlene, Martha.
Don't be stingy,
Don't be stingy, girls.
You lick his balls too. By the way, these are just great. These are just lyrics from an artist that we grew up listening to.
Yep.
But I was gonna say, so we never found actually a photo of the Pinot Gris that had the dead rats.
Dude,
like that. But you were like, that was Photoshop. Did you ever take any photos? Because I actually kind of want to talk about now that you're like, you're on TikTok a lot and all that kind of stuff. But you used to take some photography. You used to get into that business.
Oh yeah.
You had a business going, didn't you? Were you?
I made some money in photography.
You sold pictures, right?
That's a tough gig. It really is. Unless you're doing weddings, like it's a pretty tough gig. But fine art photography, like there's no money in it until you like actually make a name for yourself, and then you like put a book out. But no, I loved it, and I still do some photography. I dabble.
Yeah. I mean, it's a passion of yours.
Yeah.
Because, like, speaking of, like, education in the past and stuff, I mean, you got shit going into the wine world. People being like, where's your degree from to make this wine, you youngster? Like, probably back in the day, giving you shit. But you did go to school for photography.
I did.
You went to a very prestigious school.
Yes,
I was very proud of you when you got in.
It was actually awesome.
I'm serious though. Like
I'll tell you my photography journey, right? Okay, you're gonna think this is really funny. So
I don't know if I am because I kind of like. Okay, go ahead. Be careful, bro.
I'm like, I was 15 years old, and my brother and his friend Adam they're like going to Europe for the summer.
Oh yeah.
And they're like 17. I don't know what the fuck my parents were thinking, but they were like, hey, Joe, why don't you go with your brother and Adam to Europe? And like with a Euro pass, so you like take trains everywhere. And I was like, really? Sweet, let's do this. So I go, and my brother he already knew like where do you get weed, whatever else. So like we ended up going to Amsterdam like 3 times just to pick up more weed. But before I went, my dad had this old like Nickermat. It's like this, like it's just an old traditional camera, and he taught me how to use it. I had like one lens, and he's like, yeah, bring it to Europe and try it. And so I'm like walking around taking pictures. Well, when I was in Amsterdam, they not only sell weed there, they also sell mushrooms. And so I decided I'd take some mushrooms. And not like a lot, and it was like really clean stuff, and it was like almost like a witchcraft store, and the lady obviously seemed like she knew what she was talking about. But I'm 15, so it's like whatever. I could have been buying fucking, I don't know, shiitakes. So, anyways, I take these mushrooms and then I walk around Amsterdam for like the next 6 to 8 hours, and I'm just taking pictures and like sensory stuff's all like going crazy.
Yeah,
like the mist on my nose. And so this is back before digital cameras, right? So I've got these rolls of film, and you know, come home after like 2 weeks, you know, running around Europe, and develop them, and then like the rolls of film that I took when I was on mushrooms, like just beautiful pictures, like they're awesome, like well framed and everything. This is like before you can do all your editing shit. And they were grainy. It was like pretty high-speed film, so they have like that real grainy texture.
Yeah.
And my mom ended up like blowing them all up to like, you know, 16 by 20s or 14 by 20s or whatever, and used them as like wall art in our house until like she moved out when I was like in my 20s. And so I finally told her, I was like, Mom, I took all those pictures when I was on shrooms. That got me into photography.
Was she proud?
You know my mom.
Oh, Joey.
Oh, Joey. You're so funny. So then I took classes, then I took electives in high school, and then got into it. But what I loved about it was like, I mean, I still like shooting and all that stuff, but I actually really liked the developing your own film and then having like, you know, your own dark room and printing your own prints and doing that whole thing. Like that was cool because you can pull some levers in there, and there's like something really artistic about it. And I started doing like little fine art stuff. Like there was this girl that we went to high school with her, Bree and Chelsea. I'm not gonna say their last name.
Yeah, I did.
Bree, okay. Bree was Bree was the older.
I might know them.
Bree was the older sister, right? Chelsea was in our class, and so I was like, I don't know, like 18 or something, and so Bree was in her early 20s.
Yeah.
And she had a child with a guy that wasn't involved in her life.
Yeah.
And her and I were like friends and whatever else. So I asked her, I was like, I got an idea for a project that I want to shoot. And she's like, what is it? It's like, I'm going to put emulsion on a piece of glass. And I'm going to, you know, shoot an image of you and your son. And then I'm going to develop it and then print it on that piece of glass. And then I want to break the glass, and I'm going to glue that glass to a mirror. And I'm going to call it Broken Home. It sounds kind of fucked up.
Holy shit.
It sounds fucked up, okay? But it was like...
Wait,
but it was real.
You're doing art. You're
And dude,
okay.
I think the thing broke sometime, but it was, you know, like, I mean, you know, 24 by 24 inches. It was a square mirror, and then I put all of the shards. I had to print like 10 of these things and like paint my own emulsion on. And then and when you break them, you break the glass, but like that emulsion wants to stick together, so you end up like having to razor cut. So I ended up like, you know, just screwing a bunch of them up until I got like the perfect break, took all the shards and left them like separated by like a millimeter or two, and then rebuilt it on the mirror. And it turned out really cool. I wish I still had that. It was cool.
Wait, you don't have it anymore?
No, it broke somewhere along the way.
Oh, dude.
I don't know.
So what did she think of it?
She liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did give her one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I made a couple of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
that's a dope idea. No, I mean that's a cool idea. So the subject, you know, it's like that's art though, you know, and for her to take part of that, and then like you guys couldn't collaborate that and give that feeling out. I mean that's.
You know, the other thing about photography was like it was kind of a good lead into like hooking up.
Okay.
Her and I ended up having like a. What they call it? They call it sneaky link. Sneaky link. Yeah.
we were. I like it because I looked at art like we were getting kind of like, you know, we were getting deep. You know, you're like doing these arts on some heavy subjects, and you're like, you know what else was a good part about it was getting laid. And you're like, okay, well now we're back.
I mean, I'll say she taught me a couple things. You know.
Wait, who?
Bree. Never mind. I'm not even gonna get into this.
Oh my God.
All right.
Jesus Christ, even we're following it back here.
I know.
That was the first time I ever got rug burns. I'll tell you that.
All right. But hey, dude, like, so what do you think about? Because that process, though, you really did like in the dark room, developing, kind of. where do you think about where photography is now? You know what I mean? Do you have
It's
like
just
any
so
input
easy.
on how it's gotten?
Man,
because they noticed that through social media, right? And then the phones were like, that's where we have to put the energy into
The
is the cameras.
quality
Yeah.
and
What do you
editing
think?
you could do on your phone now is like, it's amazing. So, I still like the artistic aspect of like the old school ways of doing it, and there's still something that you can't replicate.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, I don't know, there's something there. So I still like it. I've moved over to all like digital SLRs though. I'm not developing. I don't have a dark room or anything, so I'm not developing my own film and whatever else. And,
Yeah.
I mean, you're dealing with chemicals and kind of feel bad like putting those down the drain.
Yeah. Well, we don't want that, but
no, it was fun. I still love it. You modeled for me once,
once
a couple times.
I was
actually.
like, dude, I was kind of like your muse.
I've got one of you playing
I
like
mean,
dice. You look like all gangster.
yeah, you had me with that. Yeah, that gangster
like
one.
a beanie and a chain, and like
Yeah.
you're throwing dice on a sidewalk.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I was trying to do there.
But I think you got an A on that one too.
I think I
It was
did.
like looking like really gritty. I mean, that was like when I think I was like 250 then, really pumping iron.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah, you're
no,
definitely-
dude, I was fucking.
You were
I was
250.
really, yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
I remember that.
It was that's why you chose me. But
I still
I
I do have those pictures. I've actually got one of you and some girl named Tracy in a very compromised position. That was pretty funny. Your dad was pissed when I sent him that picture.
okay. I was trying to help out and be an art. I'm an artist too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're trying to collaborate with your ideas. You're talking about you're coming with these ideas, and you're like, hey, I got an idea.
Yeah.
Why don't you wear leather?
We're wearing fucking leather.
Why?
Anyways, yeah.
I also remember.
What else? What else do you remember?
I mean, like, there's also some of our friends. I remember a trumpet and a naked dude.
Oh shit! That was
yeah,
Danny,
and you had the
God.
trumpet in front of his stuff, so you couldn't see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was another one of your artistic creations.
All art.
I felt like
I did well. I did well with fine art.
I felt like you were just rolling around. You're like, how can I fuck with someone today? And you're like, I got this like photo shoot idea, and you're just making us do all this like crazy shit.
Yeah.
And then just photo. But yeah, dude. I mean,
I
you
still
still have a
love
knack for it, and I know you still like
landscape,
doing
portraits,
it.
all that stuff.
You're still doing
Yeah.
it. You're still taking portraits, and yeah, you're doing it professionally.
Doing it professionally. No, because I don't get paid for anything now. This like it doesn't even like feed into like social media. Maybe I should do that. I mean, like what's funny is like not Bill Clinton, George Bush.
Okay.
No, so former president of the U.S.
Yes.
And he happens to also be like a painter,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
like, and his I imagine that he sells his paintings. I've never like looked to see if that you can buy them or something, but like
Yeah.
he actually does like they're kind of cool paintings. Like I don't know, Art, if we could pull up some George W. Bush paintings.
Do you have some?
No.
Is that?
Dude, that's like
But
that's
you're
like,
also an art collector.
that's like I was at the gun store.
Yeah.
Like I was at the gun store last week, and I know the guys in there. And so like, dude, you got to see this thing that we just got in on consignment. And I was like, oh yeah, look, like bring it out. And they bring out like a World War II Nazi rifle,
Okay.
and like it's got fucking the emblems and everything, the whatever Iron Eagle and the swastikas, and like actually used. It's got the fucking bayonet, everything. And I was like, wow, that's a piece of history. That should be in a museum or something. And like, oh no, we got a guy. He's already buying it. I was like, dude, why would you want Nazi paraphernalia in your house? I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on this one. Like, is that like I feel like
Yeah.
you know.
Like, yeah. I don't know why you'd want it either.
Okay, so here, like, look, these are actually like.
Wait,
I mean,
what?
yeah, these are George Bush's paintings. So like he does all these portraits and shit.
Holy shit.
So yeah, he's good, but I don't know if he just does them for like, that's obviously his hobby, and it's just funny to see like a former president that does something like this and does well at it. So maybe I should be bringing my photography out and like see if it has any value to.
Yeah, I think you got a knack for it.
Yeah.
To put it up. I just like this is like,
Start like auctioning it off. Buy a bottle, win a picture.
yeah. A signature. But you do it black and white.
Well, my preference is black and white.
You go back to the dark room.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
Just keeping it straight.
I don't honestly. I don't think I have time for that stuff anymore. All right, man. Anything else on photography, or you want to like move on to?
There was something you wanted to tell me about.
I'll talk about this actually. There was a neighbor, and we can record this if you want.
Yeah.
But there was a neighbor like where I grew up, and it was on a ranch, right?
Yeah.
And the neighbor had turned this former like ghost winery into a house, right? It was super cool, like beautiful stone building, and he was, I'm not going to mention any names, but he was like a Nazi sympathizer. And this is like 15 years ago. This is not like anytime recently. And one of the guys that helped manage his vineyard, who I know well, like he would go in the house and the dude had like Nazi shit like everywhere. And he was just like, oh, I'm just a collector. It's like, I don't know. I think there's a point at which you go beyond collect. Like, I would love to collect like World War II, Allied forces memorabilia. That's cool.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And I mean, weren't you traveling at some place too, where it was like, you came like because, I mean your wife's Jewish.
Yeah.
But weren't you guys like traveling somewhere?
Yeah. Oh God, man, that was I might as well go ahead and say it. It was Arkansas.
Okay.
It was the dirty South, and I love the South, but like there are pockets down there still. Like,
yeah.
And I'd never actually, like, you always hear like this white pride, shit like that. And like here in California, we're like everybody's pretty open minded. Like I don't run into racism that much. I mean, we see it, but like there's some real shit down in like certain parts of the country. So we're up in like northern Arkansas, and we're there for like 3 days doing some business there. And between kind of southern and northern Arkansas, but we go up to northern Arkansas, and there's a town there that apparently is like known to be like kind of a stronghold of white supremacy. And we're traveling through this town, going from one city to another. So we do this multiple times because there's a big retailer down there, and then there's there was other business and like headquarters of a distributorship up at this other town. So we're getting Ubers back and forth, and there's not a lot of Ubers, and so we get like the same Uber driver maybe 3 or 4 times. And so we get to know the guy. And he picks us up one night and he's like, sorry, I ran a little late. I was just coming from a Klan meeting. And I laughed. I thought he was like joking. He didn't, like, he had hair and shit. He wasn't like a skinhead. And I laughed, and then we started like talking, and like he was just totally open about it. And I was like, that's white pride. Like that right there, like that was an extreme sort of like straight up like, I don't like anybody but the Aryan race, and I'm gonna let people know. Like I have pride in letting people know. And I was like, dude, this is a different world. And then we go check into this bed and breakfast because there were no hotels up in this northern part of Arkansas. And we check in, and like there's just like it's a little funky, a little odd. And my wife she's a very interesting creature. So she is a North African red-headed Jew. Okay, like you can't make this shit up. So she got like a whole bunch of like interesting things about her in that way.
Yeah,
she's amazing. First of all, so did you hear that? Yeah. You're amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. One more time, please.
You're amazing. I love you.
Good job.
All right. So
you're doing good.
So we check into this hotel or this bed and breakfast, and like we're looking around and stuff, and we start seeing that like the furnishings in this place, like in the room, in the common areas, like they got like, and it's not like antique furniture. There's like swastikas like carved in, like part of the design, like the eagle, whatever. Like you got all of this kind of like, Aryan race sort of stuff, Nazi stuff, like all throughout this place, and we're like, where the fuck are we? Like we we're like, dude. So at that point, I think we had like 2 nights there. I was like, I just can't, like, don't say that you're Jewish, like, to anybody. Like, yeah.
You didn't fucking run, get out of there?
There was no other place to go. We did try, but there was no other place to go.
You just told her, you're like, just keep quiet.
Just
like we got a good rate. So
suck it up and deal.
Like,
look, nobody knows you're Jewish. You got fair skin and red hair. They also don't know that you're North African. Like, I don't even know where her genetics came from. She's got quite a mix. Anyways, That's my story for the
that's
day
some scary
of
shit,
the Dirty
bro.
South.
And it's fucked up.
Yeah, wild. All right, so I want to talk about something dangerous that has been around us, all of us, for some time now. We're out of the pandemic, right? But there's a new thing, and it's like global. It's become an issue. It's killing hundreds of thousands of people a year. Nobody's talking about it. It's dihydrogen monoxide. And it's corrosive to metals. It is susceptible to suffocation if you get into contact with it. The shit is bad. Like, that's it.
I want to be safe, and now I'm kind of scared. I'm feeling fear. So can you tell me, like, what's it called again?
Dihydrogen monoxide.
Oh.
So we're gonna talk about misplaced fears.
Is it like everywhere?
It's everywhere.
Like right now, is it in this room?
Yeah, it's everywhere. You just don't breathe too much of it in, and you'll be fine. But like, it should be a controlled chemical. Like, it's bad. So this is we were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
Misplaced fears, scientific illiteracy.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm really like shook right now. I need to
All right, so there's probably some people.
Sorry,
there's probably some people listening right now that understand what dihydrogen monoxide is.
I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna stay away from it.
So, I love the sound effects. So dihydrogen monoxide is H2O, which is water.
What?
Dude, you're gonna die. Don't drink it too fast.
Wait, no way. Don't tell me it's ain't true.
So there was this whole parody on it, and apparently, and so like we were talking about it. I was joking with you the other day, and then we looked it up, and I was like, oh yeah, somebody's already done this whole thing, and so but there's like a number of these things, and it's just I just want to shed some light on how marketing something. Psalms are guilty of this too, just bullshit. So I want to shed some light.
He can't stop, you guys. He can't stop. He's gotten hate mail.
I will never stop it.
Threats. It doesn't matter. It doesn't stop him. He's uncontrolled. I can't do anything. I'm just along for the ride.
But shed some light on people to like be objective and like open their minds out there and be like, all right, what's a lie? Like, because people are taking shit hook, line, and sinker, and just they're believing it, right? 100% dihydrogen monoxide is going to be the next pandemic. It's killing hundreds of thousands of people a year. Like, we've got to stop this. It's madness. And that's just one example. Like, you turn on the news any day of the week. I don't give a shit if it's CNN or Fox News. Like, there's so much bullshit being crammed into your brains out there. And you all just sit there and absorb it and believe it. It's like, go do some research. Didn't you learn how to do research in school? Or were they too busy, like, I don't know what the fuck, teaching you shit that you're never going to use. Critical thinking. People, let's do it.
It's coming from the skies. It's running through our mountains.
It's eroding our mountains. Devastating.
Have you seen what it does to metal?
Let's pull up that.
Yeah, pull that video. With some sound, please. Art. This was a good one that we saw on TikTok.
Chemical that we are consuming every single day. This chemical is the most destructive force on Earth. No, I promise you, this is not satire. I am 100% serious. Worldwide, this chemical kills 320,000 people every single year. That is the third leading cause of unintentional injury deaths in the world. This chemical can cause corrosion in metal. Imagine what it's doing to your insides. It's eating away at our pipes every single day, and we're consuming it happily.
This guy's probably
It's eating its way through mountains, and it can destroy cities in a matter of minutes. Why is no one talking about this? Well, it's because this fucking chemical is water.
Yeah.
I probably just scared you, right? You were absolutely ready to never consume this chemical.
But no, that's like if you just pitch it right, like, yeah, people are gonna like fall for that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's worth having the conversation because I'm seeing like our generation, but like the younger generation really just like they don't do any like research. They're just going straight for like, I heard it must be true. And it's like, where is our society going? That's concerning.
Nailing the fear factor,
The fear factor and in the heart. That's it. It's like, it's all about emotion, right?
False evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
That's it, bro.
but it's playing into emotions, which is the news has gotten so accustomed to that. Like, they don't care about the facts anymore. They're just like, what's going to be the best headline? What's going to get the viewership, the readership, whatever? And people don't want to dig deeper anymore.
Yeah.
They're just like, grab the headline and then like, this isn't of interest. Like, we don't need to explain it. It's like you got to read like 4 newspapers to get like a clear picture. There used to be this good publication called The Week. I think it's still around, but like basically we just do like a recap of the week, and it would have 2 kind of opposing viewpoints for each article, so to speak. And so you get to see both ends of it. And I always thought it was like interesting. I read it in my like 20s. I had a subscription to it back when they actually shipped you like paper magazines.
Yeah, I was like asking what this is what you were talking about.
So I don't know if they still got it, but it was
I don't think they.
That is like
it's online or something.
Find it at like a newsstand in New York, like next to the lighters and ski masks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Week. Thank you, Art.
Thank you, Art.
Art just brought it up here.
I would actually recommend people pick this up, because if you're just like looking for some quick reads and like what some shit that happened, I mean, it doesn't get too deep.
Subscribe today.
There you go. $3.90 per issue. Jesus Christ, inflation has gone crazy.
Did you ever buy like subscriptions, like people like knock on your door that you never get, but it was just like, hey, we're trying to raise money for school or whatever.
You mean the scams
like that.
where they're just like, no. I actually I never subscribed to any of those. We had this dude walking through our neighborhood, and one of my neighbors is like a very like staunch Republican, like really, he no longer lives there. But this dude, he's probably in his 20s, comes to his house and is trying to sell some shit, and the guy like gets pissed at him apparently, and like kicks him, like tells him to leave. So he's going down the street, and he gets to our house, and my neighbor is following the guy down the street, and every time a door opens, he starts yelling. And he's like, it's a fucking scam. He's trying to get your credit card info so he can steal your money and your identity. Like, part of me felt bad for this kid, but I'm like, dude, I'm not getting into this. Like, I was like, buddy.
Wait, how young was the kid?
He was like in his 20s.
Okay,
no, my neighbor was like in his 50s.
But I was want to know, like, did he go to multiple doors?
Oh yeah. No, and then I started watching him walk down the street, and this dude keeps on following him. And it's like, you just leave the neighborhood, go to another neighborhood. Like, you're
like, they just keep going door to door together.
He was
like, they're like a team.
The kid would walk up to the door, and then the guy would stand in the street and yell from the street.
I just would think you'd like kind of give up at that point.
Yeah.
But then he's like, maybe this next door he'll stop, or I don't know.
So that's also like misplaced fears. I don't know. Maybe the kid was actually selling a good product. I don't know.
You don't know. Yeah. It's...
But the guy had this belief in his mind that the kid was like trying to steal identities.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't want to be in the middle of whatever is happening right now. It's just like, buddy, I'm not interested. I don't know what you're selling. Thanks.
Yeah.
It's like, you think I'm going to have a conversation with you while this guy's yelling at you and telling me to not even, like, open the door?
How many magazines he sold that day?
Oh, man. That must have been a tough one.
Yeah, I think that's funny when you brought that up to me, and you know what, man? That's why we gotta be fearless, or at least like just know you can dig and research yourself and find out these things. I think before you like freak out, you could probably find out in a quick Google that you're scared of something that that's actually like what 60% of your body.
I think that our society is just becoming lazy as hell. Like, really. I mean, yeah, we're on TikTok, but dude, I look at that, I'm like, you got like 15 seconds of an attention span to try to educate people, and it's like,
well, I'll say this.
I'm glad we're doing well on it, but it's
you deal well with the haters. I think what always gets me is that when we have to hear like the comments, stuff like that, and people are saying stuff that they haven't even like done the research or anything.
Oh, yeah.
They're just saying it.
Yeah.
With conviction.
But there's the other end of that, which is positive, is that like that guides us into like what subjects are we going to talk about. Well,
exactly.
Obviously they don't know deep enough about whatever it is they're commenting on. Let's talk about that and then post their comment to it, so they receive the video directly.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is educated on the subject too. So
you love doing that.
well, yeah.
You love talking. You love giving it back. That's why I like it though, because you have to.
But if you don't so it's always go back to the basics of life, right?
Yeah.
If you fall into the drama, it's gonna be a problem. But so just stay out of drama, educate people, be honest, so you never have to fucking trip up on your lies.
Yeah.
That's something
integrity. Come on,
is,
let's push for that.
Integrity is gone. Chivalry.
Don't say that. Don't say that. No, I'm holding true.
I'm saying from a society perspective,
yeah.
How do you look
at
the news and everything, and you listen to one thing and believe it? There's no integrity there. It's sad. It is sad. All right.
Well, speaking of sad
God,
stuff, let's go into horrible bosses.
You got any Prozac or something?
Wow, I really brought it down on this.
Yeah, you did.
Dude, fuck. I thought it was going to be fun for us to talk about.
Now we're talking about how our society is ending because these children nowadays
do you want to talk about my sweater again?
I need a nice glass
Let's talk about this.
Red count. All right.
Why don't you talk about this a little bit before we jump into horrible bosses?
Do you want me to pour you a glass? You had some water in there.
I'm drinking my water, actually.
Do you want to put a little more water in there? That way you can make it taste like Willamette Valley Vineyards Pinot.
What? You dropped it, folks. You dropped it.
Oh God. Dude, that was free airtime. I just called out the name, man.
Yeah.
They might actually sell a few more bottles. Fake fucking wine.
All right. I mean, feel free to talk about what you want.
All right, so no, I will talk about this.
Yeah.
We opened a bottle of Thread Count. We just bottled this. It's Thread Count. It's a bold red wine by Quilt. I am dropping a little advertisement on this, but so I haven't seen excitement for a brand that we've launched like this ever. And we've had some successful brands.
Yeah.
But dude, this thing, we came out with this kind of initially talking about, a recession red as we were going into the recession. We're let's get something that delivers that $50, $75 quality, but at $20. And we're can we do it? We tried, we did, and finally got it in bottle. We release it. It'll be released early mid-February of 23. So we're
Hell
just about to release it. Or it will have been released by the time this podcast comes out. So, but this is just your luxury every day. I love the package, love the quality, the price point hits it. It's so I'm really excited about this, and I know that the buzz we're seeing out there, I don't know where it's going to go, but we're excited. So I'm going to go ahead and have a drink. So since I don't have Prozac,
and with the red blend, what did you say the varietals are?
It's Zin, Petit Syrah, Syrah, Merlot, predominantly. That's that makes up over 90% of the blend.
Hell yeah!
So. You got juiciness, bigness, whatever else. It's just a nice drinking wine. All right, so while we drink this, we're going to talk about thread count. When you think about thread count, do you think positive things? I think 600 thread count Egyptian cotton, blanketing my palate with happiness and comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's where you got the name from.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think.
All right, this is a short, horrible bosses.
Okay.
Okay. So my former boss would be such a germaphobe, and she would bitch about the younger staff who would go out during the pandemic. She would complain about family get-togethers, people who would travel and whatnot. So one day, she had found out that I had gone to Mexico for the weekend and was furious about it because I could have come back sick with COVID. So she made me go home for almost a week, and I come to find out during that week she had came down with COVID and gave 4 employees COVID. Moral of the story is don't be a germaphobe and bitchy. It's not funny, but it's just karma. Dude, I think we all have stories of people who
this happened a lot.
Who were germ Nazis during I still every time I come up to somebody, even during the pandemic, put my hand out, shake my hand, old school,
yeah. Oh,
that
yeah.
was it. And there are still people who are I'm still not doing that. And you're all right, cool, I'll honor that, but I'm trying to like re-normalize this shit because the honest truth is we do need our systems need germs to continue to grow our immune system to be able to fight whatever's coming down the pipeline. 5 years, 10 years down the road, whatever. If we lock ourselves in these capsules of total sterility, in 10 years' time, if you come out of that capsule, you're gonna be fucking sick or dead for a long like everything's gonna come at you that you missed, that your immune system didn't react to and build upon, and so I think it's time for the germaphobes to number one, stop, or number two, this works just as well, maybe a bit of a controversial opinion, shut the fuck up. So, I mean, those are the two options.
It's an opinion.
You come at me and be like, I get it if you don't want to shake my hand, but don't come at me and try to criticize me for how I'm living.
That was the hardest part. Growing up, just had that ingrained in me. My dad ingrained that, and I think your father did as well, as the shake in the hand, firm handshake, look you in the eyes, and it was this human connection thing. And I think when that started falling away, or you were walking up to someone, it was hand open, closed fist. I feel like we're still there. Where they're are we bumping? Are we shaking? Are we high fiving? Are we just kind of like deuces?
Or you do the chef bump, the elbow.
Yeah. Oh, and then the elbows. Elbow. So then you're coming up and you're fucking in a Muay Thai fucking match. You're do I headlock you? No, we don't touch. I'm just gonna elbow you. Maybe we'll teep. It's where you just push with your toe, like I'm doing right now, almost in your nutsack, like that with your foot out, pushing people out. I don't know. I don't know where the world's coming to nowadays. I'm gonna tell you right now. My dad did he just kept it the same. He just made people real comfortable. Uncomfortable, I should say.
But it works.
He's two tours Vietnam vets is I don't know what this bullshit's about. I always felt he never heard about it. Even though he told about it or he saw the news, he'd still roll up to people hugging them and shit. I'm talking about when it was mask time.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when people were not even going outside. But if he caught you outside, he'd be like, hey! See him coming in. I think they were it was COVID here, my dad was right there. You know what I mean? What were you scared of?
I think I'm gonna start approaching people just with the Muay Thai stance, just go up to them you're gonna shake a hand, and be
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying hi.
We're doing a foot bump. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So
that's kind of funny. Yeah, the stuff going out where someone's just you are the risk, you're the problem, and then it's just interesting how they actually became the problem.
That's generally how it happens. Yeah.
To two other people.
So I don't really have much advice for this, but I would say whoever the employee was in this case, live your life, go fucking enjoy Mexico. And if your boss complains when you get back, tell her to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
And I think this is a good thing, this thread count. Dude, you just you fucking kill it. I think the blends, but then you've also thought about this. I remember when we were growing up and in college and drinking wine. Actually, we did a lot of great things with wine, but remember that time? Oh, that's another story. We've done Century with wine, and they used to do the 100 shots in 100 minutes. And that one time where someone got a hold of Special Select.
Yeah.
And you didn't know that at a party because it was just on a display. And it was supposed to be really cool. But they're like, hey, we ran out of beer. We're going to do the 100 shots and we'll just do it this shit. And then you came out the next day with just empty bottles of the Special Select out of the ground, and they all had red lips, all fucking passed out, worst hangover ever. But
was
they did
the night
it.
That I had to carry
that was
4
dead,
people?
Did that, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You carried a lot of people, but you were built for it, dude.
I was built back then. I was 220. I was 220.
But you've always also to get back to it though is you notice hey, you've always been interested in great quality wine for drinkers at all different points, all different price points and stuff like that. And so I really like that idea.
Well, we gotta get people into they got to get used to fine wine because it's it is such a game changer in your lifestyle, I think.
Yeah.
So that's our goal, is to have people have an opportunity to get into it and then grow into it as they evolve in their life of exploring wine.
Yeah.
But I want to get back to this party thing because I remember that night. And
why do we gotta get back?
No, because you were one of the fuckers that I had to carry. It was you and 3 other guys. I had to pick you all up, load you into my truck, drive your ass to your house.
Wait.
And then I had to carry you all in. I just lined you up on the floor in the living room, all 4 of you. You guys were just
sardines.
I put you guys face down because that's the responsible thing to do. And man, I was just that was a workout and a half, dude.
Yeah.
Brian, I think, was there. He's not light. Neither is Dead Mike. When Dead Mike is like out, he is dead weight. God. Anyways, I think
different time, dude. Yeah, that was like. I mean, those are great pastimes that I wanted to move on from, but I'm glad that you're here too.
I'll always try to be the responsible one, even with my fashion choices. I mean, you run around, dude. I don't get it. I don't get the sheep look. Okay. Well, I think
this new sweater. What is it about this sweater? It was supposed to bring light.
I wish people could see this. I know you can see it on YouTube if you're watching YouTube, but like, I don't know, man. That thing, it looks like you're wearing body armor underneath, like it's trying to make you look filled out because you're not really that big. And
well, fucking hold on, dude. Oh my god, I don't even know. You pull this shit. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care how long this episode is. If you want to get into this, I'm fucking. There's a lot of muscle under here. I do fucking Pilates, bro.
Wow.
What do you know about the reformer?
Jeez.
Do you know your way around that? What are you doing?
Does your vagina get in the way in certain poses? All right, so wait, hold on. While you think about that.
No, I'm actually thinking.
So we forgot to plug Horrible Bosses, because Horrible Bosses is, you got to give us your stories. We want more stories. Horrible.bosses@coppercane.com. Share them. Share our link to this podcast too if you guys enjoyed it. We love to get interactive. Let us know what you guys want to do. But I think we're going to sign off for the day. Talk to y'all next time. Right?
Catch you later.
Keep on thinking about it. Yeah. All right.